providing the right business environment for small and medium-scale businesses has been of more concern to business owners in Nigeria. While this agitation is yet to be given the right attention in Nigeria and other developing countries, experts believe that entrepreneurship would effectively thrive at various levels if the government creates an enabling environment. And now I have with me via the phone Dr. Femi Ebeshola to have us discuss this very important issue. Thank you very much, Dr. Ebeshola, for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. Now, small and medium-sized enterprises are engines of growth and development in any economy. And creating an enabling environment for these to thrive is very essential. Now, how well is the federal government doing in this regard?
Well, to be very frank with you, I would say that the federal government has performed below bar. The reason for this is that what you will use to measure the success or otherwise of any policy or government is the results you see. What are the results? What are the statistics that we have? Going by the result from NBS, that is Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, we discovered that lesser and lesser small businesses are in existence now, meaning that more small business owners are folding up year by year. And this is because the environment is not enabling. If government has done so well, we should be seeing more entrepreneurs coming on board rather than seeing lesser entrepreneurs coming on board. That's not far to say because everybody is aware of the very, very stiff economic situation in our country as of today. Things are not in the favor of small and medium enterprises. And you will discover that for some years now, you hardly see any company that has been able to cross from small or medium to big. How many companies that are small or medium in the last 5-10 years are now the Dangotes, the Glow of this world, the MTNs of this world? You can hardly hear any because the growth is stunted because of the harsh economic environment that is not enabling at this point in time.
Now, what are the key areas to consider in creating an enabling or conducive environment for SMEs in Nigeria?
Well, the first thing is to make inflation go down. If inflation is down, you will discover that people will be able to have the power to purchase. And when they are able to have more power to purchase, they'll be able to buy more goods and procurable services. And that's when the business owners can thrive, when they can sell more of what they do, their goods and service. But this time around, the inflation is always on the high side, reducing the purchasing power of the public. As I speak today, the inflation rate is at the highest. We're talking about 16.5%. It's at the highest in the history of Nigeria for the past 15-20 years. That's not encouraging business at all. The exchange rate is part of those things that is contributing to inflation. The exchange rate goes on and on and on. Formerly it was year to year, but now it is even month to month, if not weeks to weeks. As I speak with you now, a dollar goes for about 575 naira. That's the highest we have ever experienced. You also talk about the energy that we have. The electricity is not there. It's becoming more erratic day by day. SMEs, they depend more on power for whatever they do. And when the power is not available or is not consistent, it goes on to increase the cost of production, which at the end of the day makes it difficult for them to grow because they find it difficult to sell. Even diesel, that is the alternative source of power that we use to power a generator, we are having issues with it because the price goes on higher and higher without even any information. You go to the market today, you buy diesel 500 naira per liter. The next day you get to the market, it's 550. As I speak with you now, it's between 650 and 700 naira per liter. What credible business can you do with a bank loan as an SME and buy a diesel per liter 650, 700 and still be able to pay back your bank loan at the rate of 25 to 28% interest rates? That's almost very difficult. And that's why you see a lot of SMEs closing shops day by day. We also talk about government policies. Government policies are not even helping matters. You rely on some of these raw materials coming from overseas, have on business. Even the small agencies like the General Export Promotion Council, agencies like NAFDAC are not also helping matters. If you as a small business want to renew your products licenses, you will discover that you need to pay more than what you used to pay, and at the same time, so it takes longer time for the process to be complete before you have your certification. I have seen companies waiting for 3-6 months before they get their NAFDAC certificate, meaning that they have to down tool for that period until they are able to get a certificate. That's not encouraging business at all. Taxes are also on the high side, and it is also multiple. Everybody comes for taxes. You go from income tax to VAT to signage tax to this tax to that tax, and each and every now and then the prices of these taxes on the high side without prior information. Nobody informs you of anything. It just comes to you with a bill. You discover that what you are paying now is far higher than what you have paid last year, and nobody is ready to answer questions. Rather than that, what you see is that if you fail to pay as at when due, they begin to bring punitive measures to make sure that you don't even exist. When businesses don't exist, how the government also get revenue? These are some of the many myriads of challenges that we small and medium businesses are facing at this time.
We won't be fair to the federal government if we say it folded its arms all this while watching things go bad. So what are some of the notable policies and programs the government had put in place, to ensure the growth and development of SMEs, and how have these fared?
Well, we have some policies of government that has been on board to see to the growth of SMEs, but it has always been a drop in an ocean. Let me give you a few instances. We have intervention from government. We have intervention, for example, during the COVID-19 period. We have intervention from government as grants or as loans to SMEs. But you discover that, most of these funds go to people who are not actually business owners. While these funds are being transmitted, there's no strategy to determine if actually the beneficiary are actually SME or not. Secondly, the number targeted with those interventions are a far cry to the SMEs. For example, as of today we have about 47 million SMEs in Nigeria. So if the federal government is now providing an intervention that is going to affect just 500,000 SMEs, what's the percentage of 500,000 SMEs compared to 47 million? So if you are having an intervention that is affecting directly about 0.01% of SMEs, is as good as you have not done anything at all, no matter how good the intention is. Another thing is the JIP fund, whereby 50,000 conditional funds are being released. With today's Nigeria, what will 50,000 naira do for an average small and medium enterprise? And you discover that some of this money are going to the hands of political business owners, not real business owners. So these are the challenges we are having. We also have a situation whereby we have business clinics being organized by the federal government, whereby the fees of some of these agencies are brought to close to nothing, like a registration fee with CAC, like registration with NAFDAC and the rest. But this is happening just 1 or 2 weeks in a year. So how many people can benefit in the window of 1 or 2 weeks in 1 year? You understand? And it means that government really needs to do more. Yes, there are interventions here and there. There are policies, there are programs to support SMEs here and there. But it is not enough. It needs to be strategically placed enough to be able to get one to the hands of the people who are really business owners, and in a quantity that will be able to affect positive changes in the life and growth of such businesses. And one big thing we have been advertising and advocating over time is that when government want to do their program, it is always good to pass it through business membership organizations known as BMOs. We have business membership organizations for every businesses we have in Nigeria. Even people selling pepper have their own association. Galvanizers have their own association. Tailors have their own association. Industrialists have their own association. When government want to do intervention funds or other programs or policies to grow SMEs, it is wise to pass it through these business membership organizations such that it will get to the right and targeted audience instead of getting to others who are not real business owners and will just end up using those funds or grants to do other things outside business.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Femi Ebeshola, for your time
Thank you
and
so much.
thought.